What's going on, Tiger fans? You found your way back to another LSU Recruiting HQ video. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel, and also follow us on all of our social media accounts on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you guys for watching. What is going on, guys? It is Friday, October 14th, 2022. And if you guys ain't got no job today, ain't got no school today, man, make sure you check out the video, like and subscribe. It's first things first. It's free. And we'll go ahead and get that knocked out the way. And then we'll go ahead and start talking about some LSU football. Man, first off, it's been like a week since I've seen y'all exactly. I haven't done a video in a week. Told y'all I was making the trip to Louisiana to go see LSU in Tennessee. And boy, I wish I would have stayed my behind right here at home, because just like that game, I was like all of y'all, I just couldn't even bear to watch anymore. It was so hard. I've never, this is the first. I've been to about over double digit LSU football games, right? Not one time. I've seen them get blown out 4 or 5 times, right? I've been to a couple Alabama games, stuff like that. Not one time have I ever left the game early until Saturday. I was just done, man. The sun came out where it was hitting my seat. I was like, fourth quarter, we had just threw a pick in the end zone. I was like, nah, I can't do this. Fourth quarter, I went straight back to the tailgate and had me a great rest of my night, and didn't let LSU affect me. But now out of that game, we're just going to throw that thing away, because that was an embarrassment. So it's probably a good thing. I got back late Sunday night, had some things to do on Monday, and I wasn't able to do the breakdown of the Tennessee game, because, my God, that probably would have been the most viewed video ever, because I was ready to go off. I got a page full of notes, and I ain't going over a single one of them. All right, because I'm tired of talking about it. I'm talk about reliving it in my head. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to see it. That is a throwaway game. We are not talking about it anymore, and it is officially Florida week. Well, it's been Florida week. It is Friday right now, so I'm not sure what I'm talking about. But it is Florida week. LSU, one of their biggest rivals, obviously their biggest cross-division rival. And, man, these games are always crazy. This is kind of similar to how the Auburn LSU series is, man. Always some funky stuff going on in this game. And this year is going to be even stranger already before they even kick it off. So the narratives going into this game, right, are, Florida, inconsistent quarterback play. LSU, inconsistent offensive play. All kinds of stuff. You have two teams that probably have no idea what team is going to roll out on the field on Saturday. This game is probably the hardest game to predict a winner or a loser, because both teams really, you have no idea what to expect. Florida has a crazy good running game. LSU has been good at stopping the run until Tennessee ran all over them. So does that show up again this week? Anthony Richardson, what Anthony Richardson are you getting? Are you getting Superman Anthony Richardson that played against Utah, or are you getting Anthony Richardson that played against Kentucky and turned the ball over? What kind of LSU offense are you going to get this week? Are you going to get an offense that's stale and receivers aren't catching the ball and quarterbacks inaccurate, not able to run the ball for 55 freaking yards? So God knows what's going to happen on Saturday. I'm excited for it. You guys should be excited for it. It should be a close game. Both teams are pretty similar in talent-wise. Both teams are pretty similar as far as how they're playing right now. Like I said, it's about as inconsistent as it can be. But the narrative that I want to talk about personally, all right, the one that's most important to me, and I'm gonna dread, like, if LSU loses this football game on Saturday, right? I'll be all right. It always sucks losing. All right, it sucks losing to Florida. All right, LSU's done their fair share of beating up on Florida the last couple years. All right, but that being said, this year, for obvious reasons and reasons y'all probably know what I'm about to get to, all right, this Florida game is a lot more important, I think. all right, from a fan base standpoint, or from LSU fans, just LSU fans in general. Don't even take in the Florida fans, right? So obviously, you guys know what happened with the situation on the coaching search, where there was a group that pushed so hard for Billy Napier, a Louisiana guy at UL. Um, and then there was a crowd that was like, no, we don't hire guys from non-power 5 schools. That's crazy, right? We're LSU. All right, so that crowd this weekend is begging, just begging for Brian Kelly to lose this football game. To tell you, I was right. Billy Napier is a better coach, and they'd still be wrong. All right, there's not a shot in hell. Anything in this game that happens on Saturday, all right, there is nothing that is going to make Billy Napier a better coach than Brian Kelly on Saturday afternoon, night, whatever. It's just not going to happen. All right, Billy Napier might win the game. Billy Napier might turn out to have an amazing career. All right, but as it stands right now, there's no way you can convince me that Brian Kelly is not a better football coach at this point in time, October 14th, 2022, that Brian Kelly is not a better football coach than Billy Napier. All right, and if you had the choice, you'd pick Brian Kelly. All right, but that being said, there's going to be this crowd, right? And if LSU loses, I'm going to have to hear about it all week on social media about how Billy Napier was the right choice and LSU let him go. He didn't even want to go to Florida. He wanted to come to LSU. He literally campaigned for the job at LSU, and they didn't even give him an interview. Well, you know what? Personally, I got faith in Scott Woodward. He's nailed every single hire so far. Why would you not give him the benefit of the doubt? I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing. He's built up programs at everywhere he's been at. All right, why would he not do that here? You look what he's done with baseball, basketball, women's basketball, and football. I mean, he's made great hires. All right, the Brian Kelly thing is a process. He has said this multiple times. All right, obviously winning speeds up the process, right? And everybody wants you to go out there and win on Saturday. But you know what? LSU's not competing for a national championship this year. You know what? So if they lose this game, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to affect how their season was going to turn out if they lose this football game. So that crowd, I can't wait to hear from that crowd all week this week if Florida were to win this football game. Now let me give you some reasons why LSU is going to win this football game. All right. So that being said, right? LSU's offensive line, getting Will Campbell back is absolutely huge. All right, he obviously went down before the Tennessee game, literally 12 hours before kickoff. Had a medical emergency, sent to the hospital, was ruled out, and then you also in the first half of that game lose Garrett Dellinger. So now we're talking about our sixth offensive line combination of the year, and the continuity of that group right now is getting thin. But you get Will Campbell back with this, which is huge. The real question and concern is definitely left guard. You've struggled at that guard position. You rotated Miles Frazier in there. You've rotated I can't even think of the kid's name. But you're rotating guys at that position, and none of them are really playing at the level that they're probably capable of. You went into the season with Miles Frazier as your starter. You rotated him out, and things didn't really get better with Xavier Hill. That's the guy's name. Xavier Hill. You put him in there, and things didn't go much better for you. You run for 55 yards. Is that a testament to how good Tennessee's run defense is? Maybe. Or maybe the LSU interior offensive line just stinks. But we're not going to debate that because I don't know the X's and O's about it. All right, I can just tell you what I see on TV, and I see the quarterback getting sacked. I see us not being able to run the ball, and those things don't happen by accident. That being said, Florida's defensive line, that's usually what they talk about, at Florida, man, the pass rushers, and they have a good one. They have Brandon Cox still, who's a great pass rusher, but in general, they're I believe they are 12th in the SEC, which is third to last in the SEC, 12 out of 14 in sacks this year. So they're not getting to the quarterback. They have a solid defense, though, and they give up some yards for sure. But the thing with Florida is this rushing offense, right? If LSU's rushing defense looks like anything like it did against Tennessee, it's going to be a long night for the Tigers. The time of possession, ball control thing. Billy Napier's offense is all about running the football in different ways and throwing different things at you, and that's exactly what they're going to try to do against LSU. So that defense and Matt House have to be ready, have to shake this last one off, and get prepared. And the offense has to do a good job of executing on money downs, right? Last weekend, things started to regress in that range, right? You got into some third and short, some fourth downs and short, and you just weren't able to execute and make the play to get the first down, and that ended up determining how that game was going to go. You get down 20-0, right? So you have to take more risk. But maybe you don't have to take more risk if you can convert earlier in that game with a couple fourth downs, a couple third downs, and you're able to get some points on the board just to grab a little momentum. Maybe you probably don't win because you weren't the better team. You got your behind cut. But maybe you can make that game a little bit closer, make them think about it, sweat it out a little bit more, and keep the crowd engaged, man. That was probably the most disappointing thing. But like I said, man, we're moved on to Florida week, and I am so looking forward to it. A 6 o'clock start in the swamp. This will probably be. I mean, Auburn's a tough place to play anytime you go there, but I got Florida's a different animal. Florida's a better team to start off on why it's a tougher place to play, and I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a good game. I'm hoping it's a close game. I hope it's competitive, and obviously I'm hoping LSU comes out with the victory, man. Thank you guys for watching. That's all I got for today, man. If you guys like the video, man, make sure you check out the whole YouTube page. Check out all the videos. If you're not already, please like and please subscribe to the channel. It's completely free to do all that. It just helps us out, getting our brand out there more. And if you're not already following on socials, please go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. Give us a follow on there, and we'll keep you up to date on everything and anything LSU sports that's coming up and down the road. All right, man. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day.